Hello, it is I, Sir Darren of Kang Productions, and welcome back to another video. Today is a bit of a different video, Trainz related, because I got a request in the comments saying, can you showcase all the horns and the bells? Now, I'm going to do it in the Railyard option. I know it sounds a bit lazy, but I decided I'm going to showcase some of the horns and the rolling stock. And I'll just turn this down a bit so you can hear me, because I know in the past that it's been a bit disruptive in my videos. So I'm going to showcase some of my favourite rolling stock and some of my favourite horns. So first of all, we have this. Now this, of course, the first thing you think of is Thomas the Tank Engine, Annie and Clarabelle. I've still got some 00 gauge Thomas stuff somewhere in our loft. Also, I had a LMS variant of this, which was all red. And in fact, that was my first train that I ever got. My first ever model train that I got. Didn't Toby the tram engine have something like this as well? I seem to remember. I'm also going to showcase some of the horns from this game. I don't think these will load in. But yeah, what do you make of the train stuff so far? So here we have this nice engine. It's actually something that they've used for quite a while, I think. Then we have the Amtrak. Now, I've never been to America, but I have this. Does anyone remember the world's greatest railway journeys, or Railway? I have a box set at home and it explores America. It's from 1997, believe it or not. Oh, there's lights on this too. And it showcases the route that it goes on. And you have the template. I've actually noticed the influence that these engines have had in other countries, I believe. I know I'm not that much of a train. Well, I know a bit about trains, but you know what I mean. I'm not a hardcore train fan. We have the Santa Fe train, the observation cars. Do they still use those? I think they do in the US. Another Pullman. Then this was also a feature of Train Simulator. Train Simulator. That's what it was. We have this guards van. Oh, double-sided diesel. I love it. Kind of reminds me of those. What was that train from Thomas that had two faces? Can't seem to remember. We then have this little engine. Oh, I like that horn. Sorry, there isn't a bell option in this. In this mode of the game. I'm trying to think what else shares this design. I'm sure there's a Thomas train that... Yes, there was. In the later years, they had a little... Oh, Steamworks, I seem to recall. Was it Kevin the engine? I can't remember. That's when I stopped watching Thomas. I've not watched it for years. Then we have this. It's weird because the icons are multicoloured, but really the engines are black once you see them. These basically just have the same whistle. I love the smoke deflectors. Because I think that's something that they used on the Flying Scots. No, Sir Nigel Gresley and other. No, Nigel Gresley was an A4, wasn't it? Then we have this. So what are you making of the Drummond Street? No, the Drummond Straight line. No, the Drummond State line, sorry. What do you make of it so far? Are you liking it? I've got a lot of improvements to do on it. I'm just getting started with this. Then we have all this rolling stock. And then we have the diesels, the diesels. Now, I think I saw one of these in the yard the other day. The Class 37. But this one is my favourite because of its horn. So British. And then we have the one with the split heat code, I think. Then the yellow 30. I think it was this livery. Was the 37 that I saw in the yard. Then the Class 50. It's a shame that they've got an American horn, because I'd rather them have a British horn. And that's the one annoyance I have about this. The Deltic. Now, I've got this in 00 gauge still, somewhere. And I haven't touched my 00 gauge for years. Then we have the green Deltic in BR livery. The guards vans. Then we have the HST. And the 125s. I think you also had these, an updated version on Rail Simulator, EA's Rail Simulator, when you could buy things from EA without spending millions of pounds. Also, some content I do on this channel is Mass Effect Legendary Edition, my choices, so do give that a check out. Well, it started originally as a playthrough, me commentating, but I decided to turn it into, as I got to Mass Effect 2, into more about why I made the choices I made in them. Then you've got these. I believe they use these for mail as well. Here is the night mail crossing the border. Da 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 da. The postal order. Da 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 da. Now, does anyone have the Hogwarts Express in Lego? I still do, but I had to dismantle it because I was using it for Welcome to Dystopia, which is something else that I have on this channel, but I think I'm going to take a break from it, which I explain in another video. So if you like stop motion, you'll surely like that. Then we've got some, I don't recall these ever being in the previous version of Trainz 2009. Then we have the troublesome trucks. These always used to cause accidents in Thomas. I remember screaming my head off during accidents happen. Accidents? Oh, don't know why I'm talking about Thomas when I'm in my early 20s. You also had these in Rail Simulator. There was the Hegan to Segan route. And there's this. Oh, you can also extend the paragraphs in this. The fitted stock vans. Yeah, the cattle wagons had air, sorry. I don't know where this thing's wheels are. It's only a chassis. Must be incomplete or... Might be something else. Then we have this. No, I know where these are from because of the Hegan to Segan route on Rail Simulator. Ah, then we have these. Then we have its tender. I've just noticed that some of these are wheelless, so they're ghost trains. The force is holding them up. Oh, I like these. It's a perfect mix of steam and... It kind of reminds me of the Coronation Scott. The Coronation class, sorry. I didn't know Germany had double-decker carriages. Or are these the ones that you get in Switzerland? Either or. Ah, the cattle wagons. Then we have these. These have basically got the same whistle. Then we go to this carriage. I think that you can see some of these in the National Rail Museum in York, if I'm not mistaken. The last time I went was years ago. Ah, the Canadian Pacific. Oh, I like that little thing on the front. More Canadian Pacific trains. This game has aged pretty well. Graphics-wise, I don't think it's aged that well, but yeah, these are so nostalgic to play. I'll actually go back to this because I like this. A perfect mix of steam and electric. Oh, nice horn. Nice. Bit short though. So all these carriages are basically copy and paste. Ooh. I didn't know that these were all over the world, not just in America. Well, I know they're not just in America, but... Now I know someone who has this in O gauge, which is a bigger gauge than OO. I love that horn. Let's listen to it again. Then there's this. This. These are all just class 30. These are all just blank trains, I think, that you use for the paint thing that they used to have. Apparently they used to have a paint thing on this. Ah, the box cars. The American equivalent to... Yeah, because they're the American equivalent to cattle wagons, I believe. Sorry, just looking at the weather in case it rains, in case I need to bring in the washing. This horn's pretty common in several other trains. Aha. And there's this. Kind of reminds me of one of the London Underground carriages. And we have this in CN livery. I'll just... Do you think some of these are still in museums? Ah, this reminds me so much of Hero from the Hero of the Rails 3D animated film. That was the first 3D animated Thomas thing, wasn't it? I remember the scene when Spencer was looking for him and he was trying... Hero was made out of all these junk parts, kind of like a pod racer. I know, I used to have Hero. The back of that tender makes it feel like a tanker, doesn't it? Then you have the sleepers. Serves all Canada. Another thing that I've seen from Railway. I don't... Oh no, I think we do. I think I do remember this. So these are all Canadian railway carriages. Actually, I've noticed how they're more clear than the American one. Then we've got the double-sided diesel. I don't know that much about trains. I used to know a lot about trains, but that knowledge has slipped from me. And it's all gone to wrestling now. And Mass Effect. And Star Wars and other stuff. Then we have these. This... Oh no, this doesn't have the longest horn. Ooh, that sounds quick and nice. Then we've got these. These are just about the same. We've got a bus! And we've even got a horn. Does anyone remember on the buses with Reg Varney, Stephen Lewis, Anna Karen, who sadly passed away in a fire? That was sad the way she died, I think. I think she was the last member of On the Buses to have lived. Michael Robbins as well. Who played Mom? And On the Buses was one of those 60s and 70s comedies. Now here we have this. Now does anyone watch Fred Dibner or know who Fred Dibner is? Oh, Northampton. Because he was something called a steeplejack, and basically there were people who were obsessed with steam, and he basically demolished chimneys in York. And has anyone ever been to a steam rally? I've been to one in my local area. Oh. Then we have these nicely made carriages. I'll just zoom out a bit. Oh, these look nice. I kind of wish they had the blue Pullman on this. Same with the Coronation class. Ooh, I love this. Kind of reminds me of the electric trains that we have these days. And the horn is so unique. These are all just carriages. These are the liveries of the Blue Pullman. Would be lovely if we had that on this. And then we have all these carriages. These are just the same train, but different liveries. Oh no. Yeah. I like this. What's everyone's favourite map on this now? Sorry to interrupt. I know someone who used to have this in OO Gauge. Sadly, I don't have it, and he also got rid of it a few weeks back. I have many happy memories playing with that, with his OO Gauge trains. I love that they actually included cars on this. Now, can anyone identify the cars on here? I know this is a Honda, I think. I only know what a... Actually, I don't know what any of these cars are. To me, this looks like it's a... Yeah, storage, like, carriage on a sleeper. Ooh! Yeah, I don't think we can do that anymore because of climate change. And did anyone watch the David Attenborough thing, or anyone has been watching Frozen Planet? It's really emotional, I think. And this is nice that they have single carriage trains. Oh, so's this. Double-sided as well. Actually, I'll go back to this so... Yeah, so you can hear the full horn. Then there's this. Do these trains tilt on the curves? Kind of like the early Virgin Pendolinos. Actually, I'll go back to this. Don't know why. I haven't been on a train for years. Then we have this in ICE livery, ICE livery, I think. I like the lines on these things. Then you get these. They're like the early Pendolinos, aren't they, and Voyagers? I think, if I'm being honest. Then we have these double-decker carriages. I think that's influenced by Amtrak. Is this... Yeah. Oh, nice. Nice, I was going to say. I didn't want to interrupt the horn there. Now, I believe you get some of these in Ireland. Correct me if I'm wrong. In some of these trains not in that livery. These are all just painted trains that you could paint on. This one's weird, I think, because it's a double-decker, but it's also a cab in a way. Oof, we've got a train driver on here. Let's have a look at him. Oh my god, that character does that is so old. You know what I mean, not the design, but the way. No, I mean, what I mean to say is the graphics are old. It's so late 2000s. Oh, then we have these. Nice colours as well. Another double-decker. More double-deckers, actually. Then we have these. Then another American train. And then we have these. Oh, these are nice. These are old. Kind of like one of those old trains you used to get on the London Underground. I only know this from watching a model rail thing. Oh! Now this is nostalgic. I know someone who owns this on OO as well. This is the thing that I was on about, that the person I knew used to own the OO gauge thing. That's a bit piercing, isn't it? Kind of like, oh, I don't know. Kind of like Echo Echo's scream. I can see where... Yeah, I can see where some of this influence came from. So the side of this bit, or the main design, was the same one that Arthur had in Thomas. Yeah, some of these are blank, so you can paint over them if there's the content thing. Content manager, I believe. No, what is it? Yeah, same with this. Ah, now we're in the smaller trains. I loved the Josian, no, the Western one. And I love the way these pistons moved when the train was going. Look how small that was compared to everything else. Another one of those Canadian National engines. Oh, this I believe... No, this isn't the one that they used in Train Simulator. 2005. Here we go, the Gresley, the Flying Scotsman with its smoke protectors. Now this is a British classic. Did anyone actually see this when it came back a few years back? I saw the Scotsman when they were working on it in York, so this was years ago. we have this. This is kind of like diesel. I used to have a Class 08, but then its chassis came off. Also, I had a diesel. Now then there's these, which I think came off eventually. Well, no. Influenced a train that we used to use in Britain. I know, I think it was taken off at some point. I can't remember. Ah. Now we've got some horses in this. This was a nice surprise. Got all the riders. I actually have that. I actually can have an outfit like that because I've got a waistcoat and shirt that exact colour, and I've got a pair of jeans and a pair of horses. Oh my god, so this is kind of like the way that they used to plough the fields. So they used to have horses and cows attached to ploughing equipment, and they'd pull the thing. Then we've got this. Now that's nice. I like the end of that. That will make a good end to a train. You know, a nice view outside of the window. There's a horn to have on this. Then we've got this. And there's a nice safe place for the guard to go in case it's raining or the weather takes a turn for the worse. Then we have these trams. These are a nice surprise to have in the game, I do have to say. And they're carriages. I didn't know we had refrigerated vans. Then that's an invisible train, which is actually good if you're filming something on trains. I like this little train. I like this little fella. Nice little fella. And there's this. The Scotsman without its smoke deflectors. Its tender's invisible, by the way. Now, has anyone been to the National Rail Museum and seen this? Because I have. And I actually have an OO version of the Mallard. And I remember seeing someone having a DVD about the Mallard and all other A4s. I love the A4s. I wish we had more of them in this, if I'm being honest. Oh, that's a unique horn, and as is... It's got eyes as well! Oh, it looks like it's got a pair of eyes, like it's... But those are the doors, really. Feels like it's a Thomas train. And the windows are unique as well. Looks very sci-fi-y. Then there's this. Nice, nice, nice. Nice little tram engine. Then this is to be painted, I believe. This is kind of like the Evening Star, but different. And I like it. I like the design on this. Yeah, it's kind of like the yeah, as I said, it's like the Evening Star. And then we have it in different liveries. Oh, look at that. Now that's my favourite. Not just because of the livery, but of its sheer size, and that's just a log wagon. And we've got these. I wonder if they're still in operation. Illinois, yes, the state of Chicago. No, the state of Illinois, home to Chicago, and the best in the world. Does the maglev still exist? I know that there's another maglev train in National Rail Museum in York. I like these as well. And the liveries. Blue and yellow's an odd combination for anything to have. But it's doable, I like it. But it can be used. Then we have the British Midland. Wonder if those are still around. I like these liveries better because it's a lot brighter and more modern. Well, you know what I mean. Just scrolling through till we get a train. It's a shame the HSTs no longer will run. This is unique, I think, because it's got light on top of it. I think this is meant to replicate a snowplow. And there's this. It's a very high carriage. Or a high train, that is. These are just plain to be painted. These are like the... Yeah, these are the ones you might see in the New York subway or any subways that you get in America. I've never been to America. I've already said that a few times here. Now I like this because it's in all the all-American colours. You've got the red, white and blue. Then the box cars. This as well. Another one of the Amtrak-like trains, the big diesel trains. I like that horn. And then there's all the cabs and stuff. You can see why you need such a big train. Then you've got these. I like these colours, orange and red. Then we have the boats in this. Now this was nice to see. I'm just keeping it away in case we get copyrighted for any music. I like all the flags you get on there as well. There's the Union Jack, France, Canada, America, Japan. The EU flag's even on there. Switzerland, Denmark. I like little funky music while you're going in. This is also a steamroller or a steamboat. There was a version of this with people on it. I seem to recall a Tom Baker-like figure on it for some reason. This is something you'd hear in Benidorm. All aboard. This little guard's van. That's it, right? Yeah, this could be a place to live if you create something like that. God, we're 40 minutes into this. There's also these in a nice livery. Oh, there is no horn to this. Why is there no horn? These don't have a horn. These kind of remind me of... Oh, what were those engines we used to get? Not the Voyagers, the... Oh God, I can't remember what they're called. I might have to rush through some of this. But I will say... Very nice. Let's just rush through it. Ooh. I'm just rushing through all this because we're 41 minutes into the video and I might waste a lot of people's time. Devon, why are you wasting everyone's time with this long video? I actually make wrestling shows that are about 1 hour and 30 minutes long and have been near the 2-hour mark in the past. Which is why I decided to shorten the show to 5 matches. Ah yes, the original Pendolinos, because the Pendolinos could tilt. Actually, before this... I love these because they feel like it's a mountain railway type thing. And if anyone remembers Nigel Goff, he used to open... Right, sorry about that interruption, ladies and gents. As I was saying, if anyone remembers Nigel Goff, he had a train track that went all around his garden. And he ran a lot of... I don't know, was it Isle of Skye themed trains on it? And it was all, you know, very good and it was really detailed and it was like a real operating track and you had to have the points. There was a system, a schedule, a timetable. There was everything that you could ever want on a track, but sadly he's moved away now and it's no longer there and someone else is taking this over. Now I won't play this horn because of copyright reasons, but it's based on bug. I'll give you a glimpse.
Yeah, get up there and wham!
Yeah, that's Bugs Bunny. And there's this tram, kind of like the ones you used to get in Blackpool. If anybody has been to Blackpool or went to Blackpool when they had trams, then they have these. Actually, I'll have a look at this because this design is unique. What's this? Pennsylvania 6 5000. Ooh, that's a unique horn. Pennsylvania 65000. Do 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 do. That's a song by Glenn Miller, by the way. I like a lot of old stuff. Oh, this is nice. There's this. I had to pause the video, so I have no idea where we're up to now. So I'll just speed through it as though my life depends on it. Why do I keep adding things to my favourite? I like this one as well. This is unique. Everything in this is unique. And we have all the things, the trucks. What I've also noticed about these trucks is that they're all with different companies, and I believe I had or have some of these somewhere in the loft. I'll try and identify the ones that I have. It was a red one. Yeah, one of the red ones, I believe. What do I keep? I think it was this. No, it wasn't this one. I see the influence that the Coronation class had on other trains because those lines are distinctively familiar. I like these as well. This is a unique design. I'm sorry that I've not had the chance to listen to all the horns. This is going to be, otherwise this would be a very long video. It looks pretty rusty, I think. This one looks, I know, it has that metallic feel. Diesel. No, what were those two diesel engines called? Oh, 333. They were called Patch and... no, not Patch. I don't know, if anyone can remember the names of the two diesel twins who were the same livery in Class 8, then do say in the comments, because I can't remember at the back of my hand. I love the purple with this, it's a royal colour. This kind of reminds me of a greenhouse or a polytunnel, you know, like you get in allotments. Ooh, this is a nice little train. So's that. Looks more of a tram though. Yeah, these are more trams. Now I think there was a unique design on one of them. I'll get it up so you can see, and then there's this. These ones I liked as well. These were the type of carriages that Nigel Goff had on his railway. I used to love running the things on that. And there's this engine. Yeah, you can see what influence the Coronation class has had from the design of the front. And now there's this one that looks like a shark. Ooh, now that's creepy. A demon engine. This reminds me of the Deltics as well. And there's the Union Pacific ones. This is the ones that you got in Trainz, the Rail Simulator. And I love the graphics on this. It looks so modern. I mean, look at the job on that. It looks like something out of the newest game to release. It's that good. All these basically have. Oh no. Then we have these engines. The TGVs, are these still around? I don't know, I think they are. I've got these as well. The tankers. I like these as well. These are... The horn as well, it reminds me a lot of one of those old little engines that you used to get. No, one of those. The design reminds me of things you used to get in the Isle of Wight, I think. I like the livery on this as well. I actually have this and use this in an episode of Welcome to Dystopia. The last one that I uploaded. And I like these foundry cars as well. It gives us that feeling, and I like those kind of layouts that are foundry. It makes me feel like it's a Warhammer type setting, a 40k Forge world. And I like the loaded versions even more, and you can even see the smoke effect emitting from the molten metal. The famous Amtrak superliners. So these have 2 levels, and basically you can, I don't know, just go up, and it also makes for more room as well. Even more tankers. Ah, now there's a special version of one of these. I seem to remember. Or I just viewed these when I first reinstalled this. There was a special design on one of them. Ooh, but I like that even more. Then there's a tender. I believe it was for the Evening Star lookalike ones as well. A blank TGV. Then we've got some trams with us. The ones that you got in Modular City. And that bell. And I think the bell on this sounds more like a fire alarm. Whenever you play it. Ah, we have these as well. There you go in the updated Modular City. I didn't know that they had these little side carriages as well. I like the passengers. And I'm trying to read what that paper says. Oh, the Peaky Blinders are on there as well. By order of the Peaky Blinders. What the hell? And there's this as well. Oh, these trams again. Promoting the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I like that little electric tram. These were the height of tram usage back in the day, you know, because local villages in Britain, no, local towns in Britain use this. And I like the name of this one is, oh? Then we have the big boy, the largest engine in existence. You can see how much it was made to pull. It's a pity they didn't put this in Thomas. Who do you have voicing him? Ah, the Union Pacific. The much more bulkier engines used to pull bigger hauls of goods. These ones as well, these are the livery I prefer. I like this red. It gives me a warm feeling. Then we have this, which was the first train you come across, I believe. And let's just look at this. I love this livery. I love everything about this train. Then there's the ICE again. Now, could someone please tell me what this is? Is this for the World Cup? From what I can see, it's from a Women's World Cup. No, the Men's World Cup, no. It's from the Men's World Cup, I believe, in 2009. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is definitely football related. It's a nice Easter egg they left in there. But I'm still waiting for a WrestleMania Easter egg. Yeah, this is for when Germany was in the World Cup. I've just found that out now. I know I'm not a big football fan. I like this. This gives it more of a sleeper feel. And then we have this again. Then we have the overland stuff. And this livery as well. Surprisingly, orange goes good with this train. Then we have a horse and car. Cowboy, y'all. Like, or something like the Amish. Now this looks posh. This looks something that could belong in a early Victorian thing. There's root beer. It's nice that they added this as well. Wow, look at... Just think, back in the old days, they would have used horses to run supplies to different places. And think of how long it would take them. And they later used this design in cars, I think, the chassis of this. Now I'm thinking of that Weird Al Yankovic song that's a parody of Gangster's Paradise. Ah, the wooden trains. Yep, I used to have these. Who didn't have a wooden train track when they were young? And I had a lot of Thomas things in it as well. Oh, I like this colour and the windows as well. I like this little design. It kind of reminds me of John Pertwee's Time Vortex for some reason. I think it looked like the thing of the shot of it before his face came up. Oh, I like that engine as well. Ah, this. Now, there's a very naughty Easter egg if you go inside of it. That's all I'm saying, a very naughty Easter egg. In one of those 20s calendars. A very different time, but I like the design of this. I prefer this. This is more like a home, I'd say. I know I quite like to live in it. Being pulled by horses, like I'm a traveller in The Hobbit or something. In the Habit. And then we have the smaller things. I love the route that these were on. And this one as well. I like this one. A mini big boy, I'll say. Well, not a big boy, mini big boy, but something else. Sorry. And there's also a little animation when you raise the power graphs. Look. It's a nice little render animation of the driver just doing his thing. Then there's the hoppers. Made for the narrow gauge. Then there's these. I like that horn as well. And another animation is just him facing back and forward. Is my supply with? Did we even have these supplies? Gee, I don't know, Bill. Well, we'll be fine. Then the Vulcan diesel. I liked North Bay very much. Then there's a plane thing. And that's just about. And I believe that is it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just see if I can find any more that we've missed out. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is just about all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. So, goodbye and good night.